Yo, what's up? Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcast needs from. It's your boy back again on this beautiful Wednesday night. KaRon, Caddell, back again with another great episode of Sports Talk with KC each and every Friday night at 8 o'clock. We're off to a late start tonight. It's about 8:30 right now. Have things going on earlier. Just getting back to the house and getting settled. Had to set the show up real quick for you guys. Um, got a quick show for you guys tonight. It's just going to be talking NBA playoff basketball, going through filling out my bracket for that, as well as giving out my NBA Awards Ballot, going over MVP, Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year, Sixth Man. You guys know all the NBA awards, as well as giving a mock draft, a different mock draft this time. I'm going to take the top four teams and do a three-round mock draft of the NFL mock draft, um, which is happening in a couple weeks on the 28th, and a couple Thursdays from now. But before we get started, please like, share, subscribe, and comment to any of the videos and on Title Town TV, social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Um, Please leave a thumbs up. Hopefully, we can get this uh, video up to 50 likes, 50 views. You know, let's continue to up the ante on the views and the likes, you guys. I love you guys. Love bringing you guys sports news and opinions and takes of mine each and every Wednesday night. It's a highlight of my week. Um, Been a lot going on with the baby on the way and stuff like that. So come talk sports with you guys every Wednesday night. It's definitely one of the highlights of my week. Glad to do that for you guys. But let's get into it. First, we're gonna look at the top 10 teams in each conference. Number one, we have the Suns, the Grizzlies at two, the Warriors at three, the Mavericks at four, the Jazz at five, the Nuggets at six. Um, Timberwolves currently seven. They beat the Clippers last night. Um, the Clippers will be playing the winner of the Pelicans and the Spurs game to determine the number eight seed in the playoffs. And then as for the East, we have the number one Heat, Celtics at two, Bucks at three, 76ers at four, Raptors at five, Bucks at six, 77, number seven, Cavaliers number eight, the Brooklyn Nets after defeating the Cavs last night are now seven. Cavaliers will play the winner of the Hawks and the Hornets game for the number eight seed. All right. Let's get into. All right. Let's get into the playoff bracket brought to you by NBA.com. I have the Phoenix Suns defeating uh, either the Minnesota Timberwolves or the New Orleans Pelicans in round one by I have the Phoenix Suns by in four. One of the closer matchups of the playoffs will be the Dallas Mavericks versus the Utah Jazz. Uh, I just think that the combination of Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell will be too much for the Dallas Mavericks. In the end, I have Utah in six. Um, the Warriors versus uh, the Denver Nuggets, the battle of the two MVP finalists last season, Nikola Jokic and Stephen Curry, two of my favorite players this year. With no Jamal Murray there, I think the Warriors will be have too much firepower to for Denver to stand a chance. But I do have them stealing one game on the backs of the back of Nikola Jokic. Um, I have another sweep here. I think Grizzly getting back John Morant will be too much for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Great story. Glad to see them in the playoffs. Um, this is very uncharted territory. They haven't made the playoffs in years now. So great to see the Timberwolves back in it, and then the Cinderella story season of John Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. They've been playing very well without John Morant. Some people say even better without him. So let's move over to the East. Um, the Miami Heat will be playing the winner of the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the winner of the Atlanta Hawks versus the Hornets. I'm going to say Cleveland will advance to the first round of the playoffs to be the A seed and take on the um, Miami Heat, which Miami Heat is going to sweep them. Um, Cleveland's a little bit short-handed right now. Um, Next matchup, we have the 76ers versus the Toronto Raptors. Toronto's a very young 76ers have James Harden and MVP candidate Joel Embiid. I can see the Raptors giving the 76ers fits. Um, Another game I see coming to six with the 76ers winning that matchup in six. I think the experience of Harden and Joel Embiid will be too much for the young Raptors. Despite having the rookie of the year, a couple guys on their team that could possibly win most improved, like Gary Trent um, and OG Anunoby. I think that's how you say his name. But yeah, I think 76ers pulled off Milwaukee Bucks versus the Bulls. Another game, another matchup I see being a sweep, even though the Bucks are shorthanded with bigs right now. But the Bulls are missing some core players in their lineup. Speaking of which, the Hawks have eliminated the Hornets from playoff contention, 132 to 103. And LaMelo had 26.7 assists and 5 rebounds, trying to win the game for the Hornets. Trey Young had 24 points, 10 assists, and 3 rebounds. So we have um, we have the Hawks facing the Cavaliers, and then for the right to play Miami, which I think Cleveland's going to win and losing for 76ers in six against Toronto, the Bucks in four, and then my favorite matchup of the whole entire playoffs so far would be the Nets versus the Brooklyn Nets versus the Boston Celtics, and I have the Nets in seven. Yes, you heard it, especially if they can get Ben at some point to mix in with Kyrie and KD. I think that matchup will be too much for Boston in the long run. All right, the computer wants to do this now. Bear with me, guys. I think we're back. let's just do it the old-fashioned way. Um, in our next matchup, all right. Um, as NBA playoff bracket predictions um gets back together, we're gonna be doing the NFL mock draft. We're gonna start from the end of it. The show we had set up for you guys tonight. Let's make our way over to the Draft Network. All right, as you guys can see, I'll be taking the first four picks of this year's draft. The Jaguars, the Lions, the Texans, and the New York Jets, taking those top four teams and doing the first three rounds of their draft. Um, Please follow along as I bring you through this real quick, and maybe we can start over with the NBA playoff predictions. We already have a trade on the board. Um, the uh, New York Giants are offering me the number five pick and number seven pick, their second round pick, which is number 36, and the third round pick, number 81, for the first overall pick. I'm not going to do that because I really want to use this first overall pick to get the Jaguars an impact player now and for the future. I'm going to decline that and draft this pick. I think they have a bigger need at O line than they do at defensive end. Uh, Edge rusher, since they have Josh Allen and uh, Kavion, Kavion Chaston, I think that's how you say his name, former defensive end at LSU. I think the offensive line is a bigger issue with them only franchising Cam Robinson. Um, Jawan Taylor needs to continue to step up. They have Walker Little, who made a little impact last season. They did pick up Brandon Sheriff, so I think adding another tackle to the groups could bring some competition, make everyone better. But it looks like they're going to be drafting edge rush with this pick. Honestly, and I think if they do, they should go for upside with this pick. Has, like I mentioned before, it's not a need, but in 2 years, it could be a staple of a couple years. It could be a staple of that entire team. They already have Josh Allen, like I mentioned before. With this pick, I'm going to go untraditional and go with Trayvon Walker, edge rusher out of Georgia. With that pick, as you can see, um, and with number two pick, which is really easy. Then we got the first pick out the way. Local kid um, from Michigan, University of Michigan, uh, Aiden Hutchinson, edge rusher, 14 plus sacks this season, Heisman finalist, um, as well as many of the awards. Definitely is probably going to be the top pick in this draft. But I want to change things up. Go Trayvon Walker. He's been gaining a lot of steam, and I feel like with this, with them leading toward the future, not just next year, but year 2, 3 years from now, the Jaguars will be on top of the AFC South and on hopefully on top of the AFC in general with with their generational quarterback and Trevor Lawrence, growing offense, with Christian Kirk and James Robinson at running back, guys like that. So well, we'll see how the future holds for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The division mate it's with the Houston Texans with the next pick. They have needs all over the board, as you can see. It says edge, corner, safety, offensive tackle, running back, quarterback, receiver, interior lineman, linebacker, tight end, corner again. Um, Looks like corner would be an obvious pick, but picking right here, um, I'm thinking more of a tackle. I think this draft should be offensive focus for the Texans specifically. Um, just because I feel like they should give Davis Mills every chance to win the job in Houston, also succeed in that job, and also prevail the job to the playoffs and furthermore, to the best of their ability. Offense win game, but defense win championships. Let's get the defense ready next year. With an offense is already in place, will be my mentality. So many offensive stars and defensive stars that you can probably get later on. But right now, we're gonna focus on the offense and protecting Davis Mills. We have a couple tackles we can pick in this point. I think there's only two obvious choices with this. The third guy is really pad protector only and left tackle only. But fortunately for uh, the Texans, they have Lemon Toast that can play left. So I think Charles Cross is out of the running for this pick simply because I don't see him as a right tackle. Um, Played in the past happy offense under Mike Leach in the air raid offense at Mississippi State. Uh, Evan Neal, he played right tackle when Bama had Alex Leatherwood, the former first round pick, to the Las Vegas Raiders, and then we have Akeem Iguanu, who's played tackle and guard, but hasn't played right tackle. But has definitely have great run blocking ability, so he could play tackle. Be a probably be a even better guard. So selecting him will be great for the team, even if it doesn't work out for them. They do truly see Tyus Howard out of Alabama State a few years ago as their tackle. They can make Akeem their guard, but also they have used Tyus Howard as a guard as of late. So drafting Evan Neal, who I believe is the best overall tackle in this year's draft, not just me being a homer, but me as being a football fan, um, see Evan Neal as the pick here at three. And then for the Jets, um, some people say it's obvious, some people say it's not. Go ahead and get Kayvon Thibodeau at edge. I think they should give some consideration to offensive line as well as corner. I think Ahmad Gardner would be a great pick right here. And then at 10, maybe can do some at receiver, edge, or offensive tackle if Charles Cross is still there at 10. So I'm going to go with Ahmad Gardner jumping the other New York team, New York Giants, from getting him, who I'm sure have plenty of interest in him. So Ahmad Gardner at 4 at the pick for me. Let's see what the rest of the draft, how the rest of the draft goes. I guess I'm making the top 5 picks. Okay. Um, draft. Same more as earlier. All right. So Trayvon at 1, Aiden at 2, Avenue at 3, Ahmad Gardner at 4, And then the New York Giants are on the board at 5. Let's go. Let's go Giants. Who you picking? Probably Akeem Iguanu or Kayvon Thibodeau, one of those guys. I don't. I seen somebody drafting Malik Willis from earlier. I don't see that happening. I think they're gonna give um, Daniel Jones every chance he could get um, next season, and if it doesn't work out, they're going to try to get in that 2023 class with C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, and Spencer Rattler and guys like that. What's going on, Giants? They went King Malik Willis to the um, Panthers. Okay, so the Chargers want to give me the 17th pick and the 79th pick for the 10th pick to the New York Jets. I'll probably say no to that. I'm going to say no to both of these trades. Also, the Green Bay Packers want to give me the 22nd pick, the 53rd pick for my 10th pick. I'm going to say no as well. To that, let's see who else got drafted before my pick. Kayvon Thibodeau and Akeem to the Giants, Malik Willis to the Panthers, Kyle Hamilton to the Falcons, Jermaine Johnson to the Seahawks. Um, Jets, Charles Cross is still on the board. Maybe we could have picked Kayvon or Kyle Hamilton and ended up with still with a good tackle, but it worked out well for us. I think we're gonna go ahead and draft Garrett Wilson. We've been looking for a receiver for the longest. We're gonna pick Garrett Wilson at 10. Texans, a couple trades here. Uh, the Saints gonna give us the 16th pick, a sixth round pick, fifth round pick in next year's draft. The Green Bay Packers wants to give us their 22nd pick, the 92nd pick, the 170 first pick, for our 13th pick, and the Chiefs want to give us 29, 50, and the sixth round pick. I'm going to say no to all of those. Um, okay, Garrett Wilson to the Jets. The Commanders get Derek Stingley. Jordan Davis to the Vikings. Okay. Um, they want to stick to what I was said before about the offense for the Texans. They already have um, Brandon Cooks. Why not get us a Jameson Williams here at 15 or Chris Olave? Drake London's there. Um, they don't want to see Jameson Williams in Philly. I'm going to go with Drake London. Give us a deep ball threat as well as um, a big play receiver. The Chargers wants to give us that 17th pick for our 37th pick, which oh, pick is still on the board. Um, Edge was still. I think Jawbo's still there. I think kind of offer. Okay, got Charles Cross still there. Charles Cross went to 16. I'm sorry. Um, got Kaloftis, Boy Murphy, David Jawbo. It's too high for Brees Hall. Let's see they do it for a second and 6. Oh, they accepted the offer. All right. Let's continue to big brain this. I'm going now to offer the Green Bay Packers this pick for the 20s for both their first. So my third and the fourth for the decline that, decline that, decline that. All right, let's see who else been drafted. All right, we have Trevor Penny, 17 to the Packers, Zion to the Eagles, Kenny Pickett to the Saints, Devontae Wyatt to the Steelers, Devin Lloyd to the New England Patriots. Now we're back on the board. Now let's do this. All right. I think I'm gonna go with Trick McDuffie's still there. I think I'm going to go with George Karlaftis, and then I'm going to go receiver at 28 probably. Let's see how this shit falls. Treylon Burks is still there. Somehow. Gonna go with Brees Hall here at two. Traylon Burks to the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh my God! Wow, that's crazy. Go ahead and get Matt Corral. Oh no, I'm getting Kobe Dean first, and then Corral with the Jaguars pick. I mean, after the Jaguars pick. Uh, still got Bernard Ryman still on the board. Kyler Gordon still there. I think Bernard Ryman being right here, Bernard Ryman being right here would definitely be hard to pass up. Um, the Detroit Lions at 34 take Matt Corral. Jets take edge rusher Boy Mafe. Kenny Green still being right there. That's crazy, bro. I've been saying Quay Walker get picked right here a few times. Let's go ahead and go with them right here. Sam Howell to the Vikings. Wow. Okay. Travis Jones is still there. Wow. Leo Snow is just the obvious pick at this point. I had Nick Cross making some noise. Still pretty low to me. Oh, Alex Pierce, pass receiver. Travis Jones for the Jaguars. Yeah, I'm done with trades. Corner safety for the Mark Emerson. That's pretty easy. Nick Cross. And that was the end of our draft for the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Lions, the Jets, and the Texans. With Trayvon Walker going one to the Jaguars, Lions going two with Aiden Hutchinson, Evan Neal to the Texans at three, Jets taking my Gardner at four. The Jets also taking Garrett Wilson at 10, and then at 32, The Lions take N'Kobe Dean out of Georgia. Second round pick. Second round pick, we have the Lions taking Matt KaRon. I'm wrong. The Jacksonville Jaguars taking Bernard Ryman out of Central Michigan tackle. Matt Corral, quarterback out of Ole Miss, going to the Lions at 34. 35, the Jets taking Boy Mafe, edge rusher out of Minnesota. The Jets taking Quay Walker, linebacker out of Georgia. Jacksonville Jaguars taking Leo Snall, linebacker out of Wisconsin. The Detroit Lions taking Alec Burke, Alex Pierce, I'm thinking about basketball, uh, out of Cincinnati. Nicholas Petit Fiera, offensive tackle out of Ohio State, going to the Jets as well. The Jaguars taking Travis Jones out of UConn, defensive tackle. Houston Texans taking Martin Emerson, cornerback out of Mississippi State, and then Nick Cross, safety out of Maryland, going to Detroit. And that wraps up our top four picks. We'll be back tomorrow with picks 5 through 8. The Giants picking 5 and 7. The Panthers and the Falcons picking 6 and 8, respectively. Um, let's now try to go back to the NBA playoffs. All right. All right. Suns in 4, Jazz in 6 against the Mavericks. The Warriors in 5 against the Denver Nuggets. The Grizzlies sweeping the uh, Timberwolves. The Nets take the Celtics to 7 to win the first round of the playoffs for the East. The Bucks beat the nearby Chicago Bulls and uh, 5. 76ers beat Toronto in 6. Miami Heat defeating the Cleveland Cavaliers in 5. 76ers take Miami to 7. Brooklyn in 7 um, over the Bucks. The Warriors in 6 to the over the Grizzlies. Then Phoenix in 4 to the Jazz. Phoenix in 5 over the Warriors. And then another a final game 7 matchup of the playoffs. I have the Brooklyn Nets beating the 76ers in 7. The Suns actually winning this year in 6 over the Brooklyn Nets with a game 1 score of, I don't remember my password right now. Yeah, so I have the Suns defeating the um, Brooklyn Nets in six to win the NBA Finals. Chris Paul winning his first ring. Let's move on over to the awards for this year. MVP award, I have Joel Embiid winning the MVP this year. Probably gonna win the scoring title. Had 30.6 points per game, 11.7 rebounds per game, 4.2 assists per game, 1.5 blocks per game, and one steal per game. His team is fourth in the East despite missing most of the year from Ben Simmons. Eventually trading him for James Harden, who missed a few games already so far. Him and Joel look very good together, so we'll see how good they play in the playoffs. I have them going at least to the conference finals. As you see in my playoff bracket predictions, um, rookie of the year, I have Scotty Barnes winning that award. It's been one of the top rookies in the league alongside Evan Mobley, as well as Kay Cunningham out of Detroit, first overall pick. He had his team in the playoffs, one of the league leaders in rookie points, rebounds, and blocks, as well as can play all three big man positions, can defend all five positions. It's going to be the future of the Raptors once Fred Van Fleet and Pascal Siakam move on with their careers. Um, Next award we have the Defensive Player of the Year. Probably going to Giannis again. This year. Still steadily one of the top defenders this year, alongside Rudy Gobert as always. Next award, we'll be looking at is Coach of the Year. I'm going to give that to the Memphis Grizzly coach. As soon as I remember his name, Taylor Jenkins. Had done a wonderful job with their Grizzly organization. Has them number two in the West Conference right now, despite the absence of John Morant. Executive of the year um, goes to the um, Memphis Grizzlies GM Zachary Kellerman. Has constructed a deep Memphis Grizzly team who could put out anyone in playoffs. One of the most scary teams because of that same depth I just mentioned. Has won a bunch of games without John Morant and should be even better with him. Um, Even when he's off the floor, they can keep the scoring going and have a lot of great playmakers on and off the bench, starting linebacker, starting linebacker as well. Um, Jared Jackson is one of the top defenders. Um, Steven Adams has seen a resurgence career. Desmond Bain is knocked down 3-point shooter. Tyus Jones is one of the top backup point guards in the league. Who else? Dylan Dylan Brooks, steady improving each and every year. Kyle Anderson, Brandon Clark, some great guys, man. Up there in Memphis, not actually not too far from here. Well, I'm at right now, about 3 hours away. Up there in Memphis, Tennessee. So yeah, Zachary Killerman is my award winner for that. Six man of the year. I'm going to say Tyler Hero. Have the Heat with along with him and uh, Jim Butler. They have the Heat at the top of the East right now, surprisingly, with so many great teams like the Brooklyn Nets, the defending champs, Bucks, as well as the 76ers with James Harden and Joel Embiid. Um, yeah, Tyler Hero is definitely my top player for Six Man of the Year. And then last but not least, one of my favorite awards, Most Improved Player. I know John Morant is a MVP candidate, but he deserves more this award more than anybody. No, normally goes to a role player or a guy who goes from role player to starter or whatever like that. But I think he deserves that award. He's made a huge jump from just being a future star to a star, from not being selected to the All Star game to now being an All Star starter. But John Morant is my pick for the most improved, and that was my NBA Awards Ballot. Here, brought to you live on Sports Talk with KC. Brought to you by, presented by Titletown TV. Speaking of Titletown TV, we have our first community service event alongside March Dimes, a nonprofit organization who bring awareness to maternal health and well as babies and children of all ages and sizes. Please go check us out on April 24th at the Bobby Miller Center for our We Come a Dime a Dozen benefits event with Marsha Dimes. We'll be doing some kid stuff as well as giving awareness to Marsha Dimes and Titletown TV and what we're all about. Please check us out at the Bob Miller Center here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama on 69 South near Hillcrest High School. If you need more information and details about the event, please contact me or Lamar Pullum or anybody on the Titletown TV team. It's been a great talk with you guys again each and every Wednesday night. Like I mentioned before, this is the highlight of my week. Crazy work week, crazy schedule, trying to get prepared for this baby who will be here at any moment. We have 6 weeks left. Well, 5 weeks tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, 5 weeks after Friday. But probably less than that. Probably she's steady growing, steady moving. We're gonna see if she dilated next week, and go from there. But it's been a crazy long ride. These last 40 weeks of my life, 35 weeks of my life. So we'll see. I will see y'all guys next week with an update on, well, not on the kid, but update on Titletown news and merch and stuff like that. I'm your boy as always, KaRon, Casey, Caddell. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight. Sorry about the technical difficulties uh, earlier, but please like, share, and comment on the Titletown TV. Um, Peace. You guys have a good night.